How's it going, guys? Music fan here. I'm just checking up on each and every one of you guys. I'm just like, this is not like a professionally filmed video. This is not what I usually do. Given that just how completely different just a few weeks have changed everything. Not just in my own life, but in everyone else's lives and just society in general, like the whole world. It's really different. It's like our whole social order has been just turned upside down by COVID-19 or the coronavirus, and it's crazy. It's really insane. So far there's been like quite a considerable amount of deaths and growing cases of people infected. By the way, like thus far, I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. I'm not. Thank goodness that I haven't been affected by the virus. Hopefully, for the foreseeable future, I'll be fine. As well as my family also is doing all right as well. They're still kicking and everything. A bit of a I have other family members, but they're all the way in Italy, and of course, as you know, Italy is not doing too well right now. They've had like a huge immediate shutdown of the whole country, and my family's over there. At least my cousins and my aunts and my uncles are over there. Fortunately, at least the last time I checked, when I talked with my cousin, she and everyone else is all right, thankfully. But it's just a very distressing time right now in the world, and we've been like forced to watch ourselves a lot more closely than before. Hand washing every 20 seconds. Not every 20 seconds, but hand washing for 20 seconds and lots of sanitizer. I was at my town supermarket, and the whole bread aisle, or most of the bread aisle, is completely gone. Like so empty, like as usually I would just be so used to just bread being there, but now that this virus has gone around everywhere, and it's crazy, it's insane. So the supermarket that's nearby me, it's not vacant as of yet, but as this thing kind of gets a lot more prevalent, then things may change. They have changed already, and I promise you I'm not sick. And also, like, a lot of the presidential election primaries have been pushed back up until June, and that's kind of crazy in of itself. So, yeah, yeah, it's insane. It's really, I don't know anything else to describe it except just very life changing. And I think if there's any positive thing that's kind of come out of this, it's that, like, we as a people were kind of like, every once in a while this kind of life-altering situation often comes up in life, in all our lives, and it just kind of forces us to take perspective on things and forces us to take stock emotionally, physically, and psychologically. It kind of makes us have a second pause at life in general, and just kind of like makes us realize that, or reminds us that, this could be it. I could, who knows? I could still be 32 years old. I could be like walking around my town one day. Some sick guy with the coronavirus, passes me by, and then I could get it, and sorry, my throat's being shitty right now, but it's not the virus. I assure you, it's not the virus. But at the same time, I say again, it sometimes means that any of our lives could be impacted, and that's the harsh reality right now, and it's made us kind of like feel a lot more grateful in a way that, for those who are still kind of like alive and kicking, it kind of is a reminder that, every day that we wake up is a gift. And every day that we see the sunrise, with our eyes, then it's a gift from the universe or God, or whichever you profess your belief to. But our lives are pretty short, and at the end of the day, all the squabbles of everyday life doesn't really matter. Now, the other component to this, I don't want to dwell on this point too much, but obviously there's a political component to this, that at least another positive thing is that at least now, given that this virus has really shed a light on just how dysfunctional our government is, and just how deficient our healthcare system is right now, people are starting to kind of wake up, or they've been woken up, but now more than ever, about the healthcare systems that are a part of every other country in the modern world, like from Norway, Sweden, New Zealand, Australia, and now, again, I don't want to dwell too much into this, but either way, people are starting to realize that, our healthcare system could be so much better than it is now, and I think people are kind of realizing okay, so given that this virus has now kind of like impacted our daily lives, maybe something like a universal healthcare system could be viable. It can be on the cards, and technically it has been on the cards, but it's something that's really weighing down on people a lot, it's nowadays with the virus going around everywhere. And people are starting to become aware. They're starting to become a lot more open and more receptive to that. Now, this is not to say that the virus is a good thing because it makes people aware of universal health care. I was no, not in that particular way. It's awful, it's terrible, and it's just tragic. Even if we had universal health care, and we would be facing a pandemic, it would still be terrible either way. There's no discussion about that across the board. However, a universal healthcare system would be more efficient in getting out vaccines and drugs out there to people affected by not just this pandemic but future pandemics down the line. And people are starting to kind of realize that, now I don't know if this is going to make any virtual difference. I'm kind of doubtful that it's not, but I think what people are realizing now is that wow, so all this time I've been taught one thing, and then this other thing comes up, and now I'm a lot more aware about the wider situations in the world and the potential solutions to solve those issues. So that's all I'm going to say about that, and I've been fine. I'm okay. I've been washing my hands. I've been trying not to touch too many doorknobs, using hand sanitizer. I'm really trying to keep myself clean in this particular pandemic, and so fortunately it's worked out this far. But like this whole virus thing, it's just upending everything, and people's lives can change at a drop of a dime, so that's basically it. But anyways, I'm just making this video just to kind of check up on everyone, to see how you guys are doing. majority of the time now we're just going to be stuck at home. Uh, I mean, I'm still in my school semester, and now everything is kind of moved to online learning, even though my course is more of an art class, so I paint and sketch and doodle and more than actually going into a physical classroom. And I think that's what it's going to look like for the remainder of the semester. So that's basically pretty much it. And let's just keep each other in our prayers. Let's just keep each other in our thoughts. And if we can visit loved ones safely and in a way that it keeps us away from the virus, then we can totally do so, as long as we take precautions to do so. Because the one thing that worries about me about this pandemic is how senior citizens are going to fare, because they're old and they can't move around as strongly as they used to when they were younger. And yeah, it's pretty sad. So if we can, definitely visit a senior citizen. Just keep them company, and let's try to keep each other together, and we'll all get out of this situation in one piece. And hopefully even after then will we use our voice to enact the change that we so desperately need in this country. Anyway, that's it for me for now. I'll see you guys next time. Seriously, take care of yourselves, like really take care of yourselves, and hopefully we'll get out of this situation better and happier and stronger than we've ever been before. So that's my take. Mr. Music Fan, take care, stay safe, stay clean, and stay indoors if you can, and take care of yourselves. Love you guys. Mwah. And see ya.